In the next 60 seconds, we will witness Minion Sandcastle smash. Our story begins on a bright, sunny day at the beach. It's the perfect day for a sandcastle. Jerry, Tim, and Jorge are here from work. They got their buckets and spades ready and they're gonna build an awesome sandcastle. But first, they need to get to work. Jerry is gonna start digging the foundations for the sandcastle with his tiny little spade. Diggy diggy, deep deep. Meanwhile, Tim is stacking wet sand into a wobbly tower. Up up, oh no, it's starting to lean, and before he can say wobbly, the whole thing crashed down. No, collapsey. He looks over at Jerry and watches as Jerry digs a trench. Wetty, whoa, oops, now this trench is filling up with water. It looks like there's gonna be a mini moat around the castle, and Jerry accidentally falls in. Splashes everywhere, whoops. Tim comes over to help Jerry out, but accidentally knocks the rest of the sand into the water. Jerry climbs out of the moat and shakes himself dry. He looks over at Jorge, who's been taking a break to eat some sand. Sandy, he spits it out. That was no good. So he takes a whole handful and swallows it down. Sandy, this could be the best tasting sand yet. Jerry and Tim come over to check on Jorge and see what he's doing. He spits out the sand and runs to the water to clean himself off. Buckety, stuck. His head is now stuck inside the bucket. So he starts to wiggle his head around until the bucket comes off his head and lands in the moat. They all look over at the sad pile of sand and realize they're not making any progress. So they decide to take a break and go pick up some bigger rocks to make their castle stronger. Rock, castle, they found the perfect spot to get some big rocks. Now they have to move them back to the beach. It's gonna take a while. They finally get the rocks back to the beach and they start to stack them on top of each other. Rock, castle. It's not really looking like a castle, but it's definitely gonna be strong. They strain to lift one huge rock. All three yell as they successfully lift the rock over their heads. Strong. Then it drops with a loud crunch. Tim walks over to the rock pile to get another rock when he sees Jerry and Jorge playing a new game. Jerry is trying to throw the rock into a bucket, but he keeps missing. Throw it in, Jerry, throw it in. He throws the rock and hits Jorge right in the face. Oof. He takes off his goggles and rubs his eyes. Tim couldn't help but laugh. Ha, that was so funny. But Jerry didn't think it was funny. He runs over to comfort Jorge. Rock. Jorge looks at Jerry and starts laughing too. Rock. They both start to make a run for it. Tim starts chasing after them. Rock, catch me if you can. They run all around the beach, giggling the whole time. All of a sudden, the ground shakes. They all stop running and look over to see where the shaking is coming from. It's coming from the direction of the rock pile. The rocks are moving on their own and rolling toward the ocean. They all start running away as fast as they can. Run. The rocks keep rolling closer and closer. When they finally stop, the minions look back to see what happened. The rocks made it to the water and formed a real-life Stonehenge. Stonehenge. They all look at each other, then back to the rock monolith. They don't know what to do, so they just sit down on top of the rocks and sigh. After a while, they remember they were supposed to be building a sandcastle. So they all stand up and start picking up the rocks. Rock, castle, this is gonna be the best sandcastle ever. Jerry picks up a rock that's too big for him to carry. Oof. He looks over at Tim and Jorge and gives them the help me sign. Tim and Jorge come over to help Jerry. Together, they can lift the rock. Yeah, they bring it over to the beach and put it down. Rock, castle, but something's not right. This rock doesn't look right in the sand. They all look at each other and start nodding their heads. Rock, castle. They continue to bring over rocks until the sandcastle is a haphazard pile of enormous rocks. Out of place, completely inappropriate, but awesome. They all jump up and down on top of the rocks. Castle, strong, king. They all want to celebrate by high-fiving each other, but their hands are covered in sand and rock dust. They look down at their hands, then back at each other and shrug their shoulders. It was still the best day ever, and that's the end of Minion Sandcastle Smash. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button. And if you want to see more Minion mayhem, stay tuned. We'll see you next time.